From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome into the show. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Hello.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold beer.
Cracked early, bro.
Cracked
You had
early.
already cracked early, too.
I cracked mine before we hit record. So let's get after it. Don't forget to check us out on What a Maneuver on Patreon to support the show. How are you this week, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing good. I should probably go over to the show doc, right? I'm just looking at D&D races right now, bro. Trying to decide what I'm going to be in our new little campaign.
I was actually saying over there next to your trophy, you've got that big ass line. I think that's from my wedding, right? Is that where we got? Yeah.
I was like,
maybe we can find a reason. We can find a place. I mean, that's a big ass thing. Maybe it can be like the lion god.
There we go.
And if you go as a Leonin, that can be the thing you pray to.
That's or maybe I pray to it, or maybe I ride that bitch, dude.
Maybe.
They're like, oh,
that thing's as big as cities.
There's a 70-foot lion that this lion is riding.
They're like, there's a 7-foot lion on top of that 70-foot lion.
There's that Eagle Man riding a large 70-foot lion? He has to literally fly to get on top of it. That's the only way that I can actually use that as my mount.
It's not effective at all. I can't really go into anywhere.
I can't even see my enemies when I'm up on them.
And feeding this thing is a logistical nightmare.
It is, right. I literally have to go and raid cities, not because I need anything in that city, just because I got to feed this dude.
And welcome to the D&D podcast.
All right. And so welcome to our story. But no, not a great weekend in the sportsbook world. Well, not a great Sunday. Won some good money on Vanderbilt of all.
Yeah.
I got you up in on that. It ended up like an 80-point spread. So
I did the 17,000 people roughly entered that.
Well,
thing.
they sent out the message.
That's the math I did.
They sent out the message and they were like,
you got us.
Well, they're like, we're going to have to phase these payments.
I got payment. I got payment before the game was even over.
Yeah, they're like, look, we got to start paying these people.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it's not even halftime yet.
Vanderbilt covered the regular spread. Like they were down by 3 points. They lost by 3 points.
What was the final spread? Like 86 points?
Yeah, it was like, I think 84 maybe, but like, no, it was, you're right. It was 80.
If they hadn't covered it, then we all deserve to lose that money.
No, I mean, for twofold, because great call by, FanDuel by getting all our money. And then second, we bet on Vanderbilt. So that's really on us. So not a great Sunday for me. Seahawks really hurt me. I got tricked into, they lowered the spread. They did a boost and lowered the spread on the Packers game. 6.5 points, dude. A touchdown. That's all I needed the Packers to beat. The freaking Jaguars by was a touchdown. Did not happen. So, I'm still up. And by the way, you don't own your car anymore. I did gamble it away, Bobby. Okay. So, but no, good weekend. Saw the folks.
The only
I
bet on the Vanderbilt game. That was about it. Back in the win column for DFS, and your Lord and Savior is back in that league now.
Yeah.
Took a week break from that, and that was a close one.
And I was looking really good early on, and then it just fell out.
Like in the first half of the game, so I'm like, Brandon's probably got this one. I was looking rough.
I was looking pretty good with some good players to play. Just didn't work out for me. It was one of those weeks where you make your lineup and you're just like,
The wild thing is, so I'm watching the Oakland game because I had Josh Jacobs, and I'm like sitting there like, because the last 2 touchdowns, I guess they just went away from they just decided not to use him anymore. I'm like, this is gonna screw me, man. Like those both touchdowns should have been Josh Jacobs. Mm-hmm. He ended up still being like my number 1 scorer for the week.
Yeah, he had a really good week. So
I saw you went with DK Metcalf, and I've been all aboard the DK train, but I saw he's going against what's his name, and I was like, he's playing the Rams, not playing him this week.
I don't think it was DK's fault, dude. Russell Wilson looked like Jake Lufton out there, okay? Like, he looked bad.
Lufton didn't have a bad week, though.
No, I know. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Because there's someone who had to pick him up.
This is like a D&D like soul reversal type of deal, huh? No, man. Lufton looked good. I mean, it's hard to... Obviously, the Packers went out there and won, but like... The Jags looked pretty good. My boy Keelan Cole got me a punt return touchdown for Dynasty. Yeah, but Russell Wilson, there was a couple times and that interception he threw in the back of the end zone when he had 7 yards of open space with the 4 yard to the first down. That was pretty wild. They looked bad. 2 losses in a row for them. I was very surprised.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Jalen Ramsey was just shut him down. I mean,
sure, but
that's why I didn't sign him, because you're going against Jalen Ramsey.
DK Metcalf got shut down, but it turns out that DK Metcalf is he's not the only receiver on that team.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Tyler Lockett go off. I mean, David Moore has had his weeks, and
I'm just happy I capitalized on the 3 weeks when he did go off, because
I mean that's what happens. I made a bad call. I was just not happy with my lineup overall.
Well, he was a big bust for me. Mark Ingram was a massive bust for me in DFS. Luckily, I was able to get it, recover from that. But
I've steered clear of Mark Ingram pretty good. I mean, my boy Tim Patrick, who was playing okay, and then he got ejected. I never did see why he got ejected. I was like, okay, whatever,
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
We're going to talk a little bit more about this in the main content, but unfortunately, this is all really the NHL news we have. No, we don't have much. The NHL released, and Adidas unleashed 31 retro reverse jerseys. Did see, actually, on my way here, I was listening to some NHL Network on SiriusXM. They were having a discussion about the upcoming season, and we were told that, well, nothing new. But they had breaking news. They had an announcement. It's like, they're like, we have an update. We're on track.
Update.
And it's like, we're on track. Then we're on track to either start the season or not start the season. So,
Okay. Thanks for letting us know. And I think next week we're going to talk about potential, what we think for, the division type of realignment, that kind of stuff. Maybe do a little bit of research on that, kind of hammer it out. So we're not, obviously we'll both have our own ideas, but kind of combine the ideas, whatever. So we'll talk about that a little bit next week, but yeah, man, not a lot going on, obviously.
I will say that the Preds, shout out to them. They gave us another free month of not having to pay our tickets for the service we're not receiving.
Right. Yeah. I mean, since that's super nice of you, since the season would have been started like 2 months ago. Yeah. So thank you so much. I guess.
Yeah. But unfortunately, some teams like the Caps and the Penguins, they are still full on charging people. And they haven't even thought about not, giving people some relief.
That's just, we've talked about that, and I don't want to, it's too early into the show. I'm having a good day. I don't want to get too deep into,
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Because I got some thoughts on it.
Yeah.
But I think we all do.
But at least they're not charging you, I guess.
And it's solid. It's the holiday season. People, with COVID and stuff. So, that's nice. But that's about it for the NHL news.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
Man, I'm thinking about it, dude. I would love, I know we joked, made a joke about D&D podcast. I think a D&D thing would be dope. There's 1 million out there. And I would say let's make a podcast of the thing, but I feel like the girls would not be down for that.
No, well, that and the good sell on sports for us is whether or not, other people that we don't know listen to our podcast. At least we know everybody that we know loves sports.
Yeah.
I don't know many of our buddies and friends that are big D&D guys now. Not that I care, but you know
what I've realized, dude, is that you'd be surprised how many people, especially in our group, actually want to try it and like it, but never got the opportunity because they just weren't in that group, unfortunately, because that group was always kind of stereotyped in high school and stuff.
Nerds.
Yeah, when it finds out, we spend half our day talking about comic books, superheroes, and D&D.
We are hardcore fantasy football fans. That's D&D for people that played sports in high school. Okay, that's all that is. It's role playing, you making a team.
Yeah.
So I was always kind of interested in it, but it's with technology, it's so much more accessible now.
Yeah.
Used to, you would have to have gone and buy the book.
All right, so I guess Dustin Johnson wins the Masters. That's his first one, and I believe he.
Congrats!
Yeah,
That's,
his fiance, I believe, it has a green jacket for the women's Masters. I don't know if it's called the women's Masters. But it's
the Wasters, maybe.
But his fiance is Wayne Gretzky's daughter.
That makes him that much cooler as is. I
Yeah.
mean, that's awesome. Congratulations.
But imagine being at that dinner. Like, you win a Masters, you're probably you're the best,
and
you're the least like successful athlete.
You're
at the
the
table.
biggest loser there.
Yeah, it's like, well,
It's like,
I have a green jacket. Your fiance's like, so do I.
Oh, only one Masters though, huh?
Yeah. Tell me, how many records do you hold in your sport?
I'll tell
Because my
you.
dad here has all of them.
Yeah, I'll tell you. You know, I don't watch a whole lot of golf. I'll watch anything if it's on, type of deal. But the Masters, man, there's just something about watching the Masters, dude. It's just calming. And I found, especially this year, with no crowd, no nothing. They kind of pumped in little noises here and there. But dude, it was just oddly peaceful. And it was such a weird Masters too, because of the time of year. It got dark so early. They had a bunch of issue with rain early on.
I need to correct myself. He's married to Paulina Gretzky, not engaged. So they're straight up married. They have a child together.
They were probably at one point engaged, though.
Yes, for sure.
They probably
but not
didn't just.
during his Masters win.
So that was his wife.
Yeah.
Did she probably? I would keep, obviously.
Oh, 100. Yeah.
If I was him,
You take that name.
I'm Dustin Gretzky.
Yeah, 100%. There was very few names that you can easily answer that.
No
the name
problem.
Gretzky, like, above all else.
No problem.
Like, the only other names I could think of more famous is maybe Vader.
Yeah, I have a dope last name, obviously.
Yeah.
Bonds, like, it would be hard for
But
me.
for Gretzky, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, if I was dating Wayne or engaged to Wayne Gretzky's daughter, I'd be like, yeah, I'll be Brandon Gretzky. No, I'd hyphen it, Bond Gretzky, and that way our kids have that weird name like that. Everybody's gonna drop the
Yeah.
yeah. So that is cool. Masters, that's such a. I mean, it's no mini Masters, as you know. I mean, obviously Boggs is the true Masters champion this year. But
I need to get back to editing that footage.
it's decent pull by old Dustin Johnson, and he
Not to mention
dominated
the Masters win.
whole. Well, yeah, I mean the Masters was great or
Yeah.
whatever, but the pull by pulling in his Gretzky wife. No, but seriously, he just dominated everybody this
I didn't
weekend,
watch it,
man.
so.
Yeah, I mean I didn't watch it all, but I can read a leaderboard, so.
So talking a little bit more about football. As of right now, the Titans are out of a playoff spot. However, the Eagles are in. The NFC East, baby.
And what you're not even saying, the most important part, the Eagles have a home field game. They get a game at home. Titans lost to a good Colts team. They are now out of playoff contention as we speak.
Meanwhile, this week the Eagles lost to a bad Giants team.
To a bad Giants team. And they're in. Not only are you in, you going to host it?
Honestly, it's getting so bad. The NFC East is getting so bad now that it went from being like disappointed that the NFC East team is that I'm like excited. I'm like, all right, at this point, it's so bad that I'm excited to see it.
We could right. It's like a train wreck. You can't look away. You know what I heard? I heard that the new division in the NFL is going to be the SEC West, and they're dropping the NFC East to the SEC.
We're talking about the retro reverse jerseys that we mentioned earlier in the show. I think we're just going to go through them real quick.
Top 5 and bottom 5 of each of ours at the end. But let's go ahead and start with Anaheim's.
Dope.
They are super dope. To give you, if you haven't looked at them, it's like the duck puck guy, like jumping. I'm not.
Yeah. Let's not explain each one. Let's just assume, like, listen.
That one's the only one you really need to
Yeah.
explain, though, because it's like a weird symbol.
So if you listen to the segment, either if you're at home, pull up the just Google it and it'll come up, or I assume you already kind of have an idea what they look like.
And a lot of them, what they did was they took an old jersey and they just flipped the color scheme on it. And I
literally
love
what the name
Ducks
implies.
one.
Reverse retro.
I love the Ducks one. I think it's a really,
I love
really
that
cool
color. Like
jersey.
it's almost like that San
sweater.
Jose blue.
Yeah, exactly. That old school, like the Mighty Ducks.
It's better than the
logo.
inspiration though. Like some of these are better. Like some of these, the inspiration's better.
Well, you get to see the more of the guy. Like I'm obviously
And I
not.
love the
not
Comic
a Ducks
Sans.
guy. You know the Ducks jerseys over the years have gotten garbage,
Dude,
dude.
the
They're
orange and black is so
ugly.
bad.
Well, not even that, but just the D, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's lame.
Yeah.
That's lame. And I obviously hate the Ducks. I might snag me one of these. These are sick, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a Paul Correa if I get one. Though.
Problem is, dude, these are so expensive. These
Oh,
days.
dude, I'm getting him on DHgate.
Yeah.
I'm getting the fake. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem at
So
all.
next
for
we
me.
got Arizona, and I'll be honest, a lot of people like this kind of stuff.
I really do too.
I can't remember
do,
what
too.
the actual name of it's called, but I didn't like the original. I don't like the remake. I was never a big fan of the geometric wolf thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of got that southwestern feel though.
Yeah, I
like,
get
you
that.
know, like, but I mean, it's got it's got cactuses on the bottom and like the moon and like it looks like it was straight off of like a.
I like
You
it
know, like
better than the
Indian-
inspiration.
Yeah, I like the purple a whole lot. I
Yeah.
think that it's really cool. I really enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, I can see why people wouldn't like it, but
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it personally.
Next, we've got the Bruins, which just looks like a regular Bruins sweater.
Yeah, it's
It's got the bear. It's got the old bear on it that's like cross-eyed.
we should go ahead and say what we had been talking about earlier. It's not that some of them are bad, and we'll highlight that. But most of them, it's not that they're bad, and I really like it. I like the yellow. I like the reverse of their normal style jersey, but it's just boring. Is
Yeah.
more of the thing. It's kind of boring, but I really like the yellow in terms of just like talking about it. I mean, obviously that looks like a Preds yellow, you
Yeah.
know. So I mean, it's really cool, but it's just kind of boring.
Yeah. Now I actually like this one. The Buffalo, the new one is dope. They have the old Sabre logo from they had the red sweaters, which was an ugly sweater. The red.
The
It was
red,
dumb that they
yeah.
even had that color scheme in Buffalo.
I agree. I like it. I like the buffalo down at the
Yeah.
bottom. It's more boring to me than anything. But
It
it's
looks like a very
cool
classic
symbol.
hockey sweater.
Very classic. Yes.
But it almost also looks like something you would like in like a create a team in like an NHL game.
it's better
very
than
generic,
yes.
Sabre.
I think
thing.
that's more where my issues come.
I
with
would have
it.
liked to see like the Buffalo head in between the Sabres or something like that.
Sure. Well, that's kind of what they have now,
Yeah.
though. So that kind of defeats
Yeah.
the purpose. But the next one we're going to talk about is the Calgary Flames. And you were not a huge fan. I love it.
So
dude.
here's my thing. I want to start off by saying I love the jersey. I don't like it for this event, for this reverse retro, because they literally wore it in
They didn't reverse it, though.
Yeah, it's not reverse.
It's like the same.
It's the same. Like I don't understand how it's any different.
I think it would be cooler, and you tell me if you think that I'm wrong, if they did the jersey being red with like the black smoke
Yeah.
coming out of it. I think that would be really cool, but I really enjoy
Yeah.
this one. I think
red,
it's
I
pretty
think the
neat.
full red would look better. I mean, listen, it's a cool jersey, but they literally, and here's one of the reasons I say it, it's generic because they wore pretty much this jersey like this year as a special throwback. Like, so it's like, all right, cool. We've already gotten this. They didn't do anything new with it. I would have liked to see something new from the Calgary Flames.
Taking it back way old school.
Yeah.
The next one we have up is the Hurricanes, and what a dope history to be able to pull from. Basically a reverse retro of not the Hurricane sweaters, which are all pretty dope to me. The Whalers,
Yeah.
the old Hartford Whalers, man, and I think it is sick.
Yeah, it's dope.
I mean, it is super
I like that they
sick.
made it like a gray and not the white.
Right, exactly. Like
Because I
a
don't like white
gray.
jerseys. That gray is dope.
Yeah, the gray on it is cool. I think it could have been served, maybe with like the blue and did some green, a full.
I would have
green
liked to
on
see
it,
almost see them do
but-
like a more bright blue and green, almost like a
Yeah.
like I don't know, more not neon, but more like almost like Titans colors.
or
blue.
do the
a
sweater
powder blue.
being blue, the blue. No, even going the same blue and making it a full blue or full green with like the Whalers symbol being
Yeah.
white. I think would be cool. But I mean,
Yeah.
it is hard to hate on the classic.
Yeah, and then we got
sweater
this
like that.
garbage Chicago one, dude. It's bad.
Yeah. I mean, and we're not just saying this because it's a Chicago sweater,
It looks like a knockoff. Honestly,
The inspiration is from their 1937 to their 1955 sweater. They took out the coolest part of that sweater, the old school stripes around it. Like, I think that would have been so sick to have like the Bumblebee style with the Chicago's colors. I don't like it. I think it's even more. I think it's like if you went to Walmart and they were selling like knockoff sweaters. That's more what it looks like to me. Not a huge fan of that.
Now, this is one of my favorite ones, dude. I love this sweater, dude. The Avalanche, the old Nordiques.
Yeah,
it's dope. It's simplistic, like it. But like it's got enough. Like I think the fleur de lis kill it. The white that they chose is like that very clean white and not like the almost like a cold white that it used to be. So I mean, I like it a lot.
I like it. It didn't hit as hard for me as like the Whalers did necessarily, but it is a cool sweater.
I think what made the Nordics so cool is that it's a different shade of blue and red. It's more of like almost like
a Habs.
Yeah. Whereas the Nordiques kind of had that bright red where they're using the Avs are using their burgundy. And I think that takes away from it a little bit, but I love the fleur de lis. And then I
think that's a good transition though, to be able to still use that.
Yeah.
Like the Hurricanes didn't do that at all. They we got to keep these classic colors. I think they could have been served well by doing the old Whalers in like a black and red style, like they could have served them well. And I kind of like
otherwise, like with the Whalers, for example, it's almost they kind of just it's dope.
They just
Whalers,
took
it's a copy and paste.
It is, but I mean the thing is,
and some teams get away with that, like
to be like the way, like to be able to see, we might be able to go to a game and see a Whalers jersey. How cool is that? Something that we would never have expected to be able to do.
It would be like if the Titans got the rights to be able to like just copy, like for a season, use the Oilers.
Yeah, and see, I'm a huge fan of the Oilers style, and this one is dope to me. And you didn't like it as much. The Blue Jackets were sick to me. I love the Blue Jackets. It's the old 2000 to 2007 the CB with like the
stars,
the J hockey stick with the star on top, but they have it instead of white with blue on the outside. They have a red main color with the white on the.
Like, when I look at this, dude, like it screams like they were looking over the Caps' shoulder and like they were like, oh, we want to copy this but make it our own a little bit. Well, it just feels like they took the Caps jersey and threw their logo on it.
Yeah, well, see, this was all. Yeah, I mean, definitely from the original. I like this one a whole lot.
I like the original better. This is one of those things I don't like.
I definitely don't like.
I mean, I think the original would have been better if instead of blue on the shoulders it was red, but I don't like them using all the red in the middle. It just seems, I don't know, it just seems silly. And then this one's the ugliest one, dude. I hate this one.
This one's garbage to me. The stars.
The inspiration was bad, and they somehow made it worse.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. The inspiration was it was 99 to 2006. They were just kind of more products of its time, it seems like. Yeah. But I am not at all a fan of the stars.
Yeah, and I think it's bad because the jerseys they released like 2 weeks ago, the new neon ones, are fucking dope.
Yeah, and dude. then like one of the things is like where it says Dallas Stars, it just looks like someone like taped it on there. There's a whole lot of bad going on.
It looks like it's like inside out, and that's like the stuff on the inside of a jersey on a nameplate. It
absolutely does. That is exactly what it looks like. When you like
iron it on.
To me,
like they should have just, I don't know. The neon ones they just released are some of the coolest jerseys in the NHL right now.
They really are really
and
neat.
A lot of people are hating on it, but I think they're just fucking jealous. And I'm gonna snag me one of those jerseys.
See, and it's like that was kind of like the Color Rush Mavs jersey.
I love Color Rush.
I love most of the Color Rush. I don't like the Mavs.
I gotta look it up. I don't remember what the Color Rush. I mean, I love the Color Rush Miami Heat. Some of the best jerseys in sports.
No doubt on the Heat jerseys, man. That is true enough. Another one that is just not hitting.
The Mavs kind of have like the graffiti style. Yeah, because it doesn't look like Color Rush to me. It looks like the colors don't pop.
Those are not the Color Rush. They're the City jersey.
City edition.
And they try to make it like the City. And
because Color Rush is NFL, right?
Being down in Dallas, like I just didn't see it. But if it would have been like the Austin Mavericks, like that may be Austin-y. But I don't know. But I don't live in Dallas, so a lot of people love the Mavs, and I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
This next one, the Detroit Red Wings,
This is the worst one of the bunch.
Is a bad one as well. I don't know. I dislike the Stars a lot, but it's just so blah.
And
It's
for a team
blah.
that has had a lot of pretty much the same jersey but different styles, this is the
Right.
inspiration they went with.
It's like a white, and they're like, hey, just make it white we'll put some gray stripes on it and then slap the logo on it. It is not good to me.
I bet I could type in Detroit Red Wings alternate jerseys and within the first 5 pictures find a better one.
Absolutely. It's just boring. It's very, very boring. It's not a horrendous jersey. It's not as bad as the Stars to me, but it is not good.
I mean, I think Detroit just has bad jerseys overall. Like that italics D that they used to use, like it's bad.
See, and I think that they could have probably done something to make that cool.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not a great symbol, but it's just not, there's
Like I feel like the Red Wings are a team that desperately need a rebranding, but they never will because of the history attached to it.
sure. I mean, you win as many cups as they did. They said, hey, I don't really care what you think type of deal.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So next up, we've got the Oilers, which honestly, if you held this up to the jersey, like if you held this up to me, didn't tell me it was a reverse retro, I
just
don't
thought
think
it would be
I would assume
regular.
it's like a jersey that they've worn the past 3 years.
yeah, it's super cool, super boring for
Listen,
what we're
I love the
looking
Oilers.
at.
I love the combination of orange blue together.
Yeah.
Edmonton, Islanders, some of the best looking jerseys in the league. This is boring, and that's why like in my we did a ranking that we're not really going to go into. 20 through 29 were just teams that made boring decisions. Like not bad, not good, just like you got lazy.
It was, and especially a team like the Oilers that, again, like you said, have lots that they could pull from, and it just didn't hit the mark here. It's a cool sweater, not cool for what we're sitting here talking about and ranking them as.
Now this one is simplistic. Florida Panthers, it's simplistic, but man, it just hits, dude.
This is the one that I feel exactly like you felt with the Columbus Blue Jackets. The original was much better to me. I love it's the Panther symbol that's like like attacking, and I love that symbol.
I just think the gold. I think on the original, the kind of not gold, but kind of like tan color of the line doesn't mesh well with the red, dude. I think it fits so
sick.
well, and I like this one a lot.
I have an old Brian Campbell one sweater that looks like that, and I love it. I just don't. I think it's more what we're talking about. It's just more boring to me.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not a bad sweater, and I love them bringing back that Panther. But I just don't. I'm not a huge fan of that one.
Now this next one, it's dope.
Sick. Oh, it's so sick.
It's the Los Angeles Kings using the royal jerseys with the purple and gold.
Oh my
man!
goodness.
You know, it would have been really dope. And obviously, it would have been pandering. And some people would say that it's taking advantage of a death of a celebrity. They should have had Kobe had his own brand of shoes, or was he part of Jumpman? Do you know?
I think he had his own.
But if they had put hit one of his if his logo on there, I think that would have been cool.
I don't think that would have been cool at all. Personally, I mean, obviously, some people may think that way, but I just think that would have been.
Honestly, I think it would be dope if I got one of these. I would get a number 24 Kings jersey like this, dude. I think that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be if you got a Bryant Kings. I mean, because he's been to Kings games, they've had him shown there. I freaking love it, and I want to have a sweater from every team, but every team that Gretzky played for, I would get a Gretzky sweater of that team. So
if I win this, I would have to go
really
24 Bryant on this, dude. It's so cool, man.
I'm a huge fan of classic simplistic jerseys, and this is it.
Yeah,
and
this is number 2 on my list.
They slapped on this one for sure. I am a huge fan of it. I'm not really sure what the picture is doing. It looks like they just photoshopped the Kings logo on the picture.
I thought we had moved on to the next one. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, so the Kings is number 4 or 5 on my list. It is a weird. You can tell by the fold on the left, it's a weird Photoshop.
Yeah,
they didn't actually get a model to put it on.
The next one though,
this is the number 2 in my book, dude.
This one's
and the crazy
dope.
thing is, social media didn't like it. You got a bunch of butthurt people that they need to let the North Stars go. But man, Minnesota. The Wild killed it, dude.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily listen.
I've
never necessarily liked the color scheme of green and yellow together, but for the North Stars, dude, this looks good. It looks good in the Wild logo.
I like this one. I like this one a whole lot too, and I think that they did a great job of instead of using their colors to do the North Stars, which I think would have also been really, really cool.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? Use their colors and did the North Stars on it. Dude, I think this one is absolutely nasty.
Yeah, because the good
This
thing
one
about this is like
awesome.
you could because here's the thing: if you get a North Stars logo with the Minnesota colors,
I got a North Stars hat, bro.
in 10 years, people might not, like if you're not in Minnesota, people aren't gonna really know what that sweater is.
Right.
This people know that's the
Sure.
Wild logo, and they can
that one is absolutely sick to me.
Yeah. This one, listen, I love the Habs. I love the colors. I
Love
love
it
their
too.
jerseys. This is like, again, one of those ones they could have just worn this year, and I would never have known.
Yeah, it's more of a It's basically just the reverse, and they
Yeah.
have blue where the red normally
Yeah,
is.
and like we said, listen,
it's super cool.
like before we started recording, we talked, man. Like some of these original 6 teams, because their refusal to
It was
rebrand,
hard.
it's hard. Like
and why would you?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I get that, but I mean, it makes for hard
Has
discussion.
any of the original 6 teams rebranded, like real rebrand? I don't think so.
No, and I mean, again, why would you? Like,
Yeah.
you get to claim that's your claim to fame. I don't hate it. It's not one, as a Habs fan.
Yeah, I don't hate
would
it. I
snag
don't
one
love
of
it
these.
for reverse retro though.
I would snag one of these absolutely if it was just an alternate type of
Yeah.
deal. You know, like this.
If it didn't have the price
specialty-
tag of a reverse retro, I would grab it.
Yeah.
All right, so hitting home now, and actually, I like it. It could be better. It's middle of the
more
road.
I'm more of an
I'm getting
on it.
one, but it's the Preds. It's based off the 98 to 07 one. They've got that silver. Now this picture doesn't do it any justice. The picture,
Yeah, a lot of these probably are like that.
So the
too.
picture that I saw one that's more realistic. The silver is actually more shiny, and the yellow is more like the yellow on our jerseys now, where it's more
I don't
bright.
know if that makes me like it more or makes me
Yeah,
like
I'm
it
the same way.
less.
I think I'm gonna like it more with the shinier silver.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll definitely have to see these in person, and a lot of these, I'm sure you would. It's hard to capture. The
But my favorite
essence.
part is it's not in this picture. The skull logo is the skull logo that's on the Navy jerseys.
Yeah,
Is on this one, and that's what is really cool for me. And I like it a lot.
the Bridgestone thing is on it.
No, not the Bridgestone thing. The skull.
See,
the old,
that was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done that on the front. Personally, that's just me. It's
yeah,
okay.
But the shoulder patch on this is going to be is dope. And
It's boring
I'm
to
getting
me.
it. Yeah, it is. I'm getting a pecker anyway. But it's also nice to see like the last. I mean, we got the Winter Classic jersey, but that was an away one, all white. I like that we're getting a new home jersey, pretty much to wear.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of those not bad, but not
Yeah.
great to me.
This next one, I love this one. This is the one that splits a lot of people. A lot of people hate it. It's not as good as the Inspiration, but man, it's pretty damn good. The New Jersey Christmas tree look is dope.
I like the colors, and I like I don't mind the switch up on it. It's just more. It's not one of my. This is super boring. It's more middle of the pack to me. I think it's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just to me
yeah.
for the team name the Devils. There's so many opportunities that I feel like you've just as a franchise missed.
Yeah.
I
I think as a franchise, they can't really capitalize on all the opportunities they want because that would call in protest if they really played it.
They're
the Devils.
literally called the
I
Devils.
know, but I think there was an issue like in the 80s or something where they tried to like play into it a little bit.
Well, this
and
is
they got-
this is 2020.
Yeah.
Everything's an issue anyway. So like, come on,
make it-
play it
yeah.
up, dude. Who cares?
This next one, listen, I love the Islanders. I love the colors. This is just another boring one. Like this is just
boring.
like-
you can't even tell that they've changed anything.
Like,
if
I
looking
don't
from
know.
picture to picture, it just looks like they took the guy on the left's sweater and just washed it a bunch and faded it.
and maybe added like a blue line in between the colors, but that's literally about it.
You're right. They added a little blue. That was it.
Now this
very
Rangers
boring.
one, I like it.
I love this one. It's the Statue of Liberty NYR, and I've always loved and they didn't change it up much. I like the older better because they had the red sleeves. They just went with the straight blue sleeves instead. I like it. I think that is branding right there, in my opinion. That's what you do.
No matter where you go in the world, people know
And
what team that is.
That's an original 6 team. That's probably one of the teams that has shown that you can do. I mean, again, being the heart and soul of NYC, I'm sure that makes a big difference. That you're able
For
to kind of
sure.
brand and change. I really like that one as well. Next up, we do have another boring one.
Yeah.
The Senators. It's
The-
that old.
The next 3 are all boring, dude.
Yeah, it's the old Senators logo from 92 to 95. It's just blah. And that sucks to me because I think that red and black are the best 2 color combinations in sports personally. I don't even know that I have a team that I cheer for that's red and the Hawks, I guess. But like, it's just,
You're not a Grizzlies fan?
Nah, dude, I'm a Hawks guy. I'm a, frig the Grizzly. Sassa got on a big, he hates Memphis kick. And so we decided to become Hawks fans. I mean, I'm not a huge NBA. It's not like I'm like, if the Grizzlies are in the.
I mean, the Hawks are the only NBA game I've ever been to. So, yeah.
If
I guess technically I am a Hawks fan too, I guess.
If the Grizzlies were, I mean, they're in opposite divisions and stuff too. So, like, I'll cheer for the Grizzlies. Don't get me wrong. But I've always decided I'm a Hawks guy. I got my Dominique Wilkins, the old school Hawks. Yeah. So, just not a huge fan of this Senators.
I'll be honest, this next one, Philadelphia, I didn't like it, but now that I'm looking at it some more, the black on the arms is kind of cool. I like it.
I don't hate it.
Yeah,
it's boring.
Again,
to me.
I don't hate it, don't love it, but it's not as bad as I originally thought it was.
No, it was definitely, I have it in my okay line. So like it wasn't one of the ones that, I mean, because the Flyers, the orange and the black always look good to me. I mean, it's classic looking logo. And the black on the arms, I think that they should have gone full black on the arms. I don't like the swirl inside with the orange a little bit, but not horrendous.
Yeah, this next one's so bad it's making me yawn, dude. It's so boring. This Pittsburgh one.
Yeah, that one is just, I mean, it's like a obviously it's not a ripoff because it came first, but it's just like a ripoff of the Canes diagonal.
I don't really understand like why, like see with the Canes though, is it just says Canes that you've got like the longest city name in the NHL, I think, and you put it all on your sweater.
I think they have like the white one that says Carolina or
maybe,
whatever,
yeah.
Right? But still, I mean,
but I feel like Pittsburgh. I mean, I haven't done any research. I think Pittsburgh might be the longest spelled name in the NHL, and it's like we put all that. Maybe Winnipeg is longer, but that's a lot to put on a.
Well, the T's and the B's and all of it kind of spreads it way out. I am not a huge fan of this one, and if we're being honest, I'm a bigger fan of the original where it was black instead of white.
Oh, yeah, because this looks. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, not a huge fan. Pretty boring. Another boring one. The San Jose Sharks. Again, a dope team name that you could really do a whole lot with. I love that Sharks.
Dope colors.
I love that shark symbol. I think that I honestly like the original of this one better as well.
The original. So honestly, I would have done the original, but almost make it more neon and shiny.
Yeah,
that would have been turn the inspiration into a Color Rush version, and you've got I'd buy it. But this isn't. I don't even see how you could sit there and say that they took any inspiration from that. It looks like a completely different thing. Not even. I mean,
the more I look at it, the more I like it just on its own. But it doesn't feel like it hits
reverse
inspiration.
Yeah,
right.
At
for
all.
Sure.
Because usually, like. Even like the stylized like lines on it are different. It's a different jersey.
Yeah, absolutely. I
bet someone designed this like a couple months ago and they were like, no. We designed this. We like this. We're doing this is our reverse retro.
Yeah, that's one. Now, this is one that I very much enjoy and you don't.
Hate it, dude.
And
it looks dumb.
The St. Louis Blues, it went back to that old school 95 to 98 version. I think it looks more like a Blues jersey than like the standard Blues jerseys they have. Yeah. I really, really like it.
My thing is, though, I don't like those two colors together. I've never liked red and blue like that.
Oh, you heard it here first. Bobby hates America.
I mean, but I don't like it with the yellow. The yellow is what throws it off, dude.
I think that's kind of what I think that I like the new one better than the inspiration because the yellow kind of just outlines it. And I know it did that on the first, but I like the red as the main color. I really enjoy the Blues one a whole lot. I think that it's super cool, but I can see where some people wouldn't like
I don't know. It looks like a big, and I'll have to Google it, like maybe like a Bosnian flag or an Armenian flag. That's just, I mean, an Armenian flag is just what it's just not a good.
Bringing out the big guns, dude. Are you comparing St. Louis to Armenia? Because that is very, very rude to Armenia.
Yeah, there's a lot less violence in Armenia.
Yeah, but no, absolutely. I like it. I can see why people don't. I think it's super cool.
This one, listen, so this one, I feel like how Tampa handled this is almost how Toronto should have handled theirs. They took a jersey that some people liked, but they cleaned it up. They made it cleaner, but yet made it brighter.
I can agree. I can absolutely agree with that. I still think it's kind of boring.
Yes, it's boring, but yet it's. I mean, I don't know. I for some reason I like this one more than I do like the other boring ones.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not horrible.
It's almost they changed the. It looks like very slightly they changed the font of Tampa Bay.
When it's not a boring, it's kind of an off the cuff type of sweater. I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not as like, oh, that's the same jersey that they're wearing now. Just they used an old template to kind of. Yeah,
I think what does it for me is that the original one, the letters were spelled with lightning bolts almost, and this is like a very tropical, way of spelling it. So it's like, all right, it's kind of cool. And I mean, I like the blue they use. They didn't go with that dark blue.
I definitely I like the newer ones better than the older ones, if we're being honest. But
this is like, if you took that, the next one is if you took that Tampa one and put it through a shredder. And this is, I hate Toronto. Toronto's bad. Dude.
Yeah, Toronto's is not good.
Someone made a joke online. It's like they took their current jersey that they have and just flipped it inside out.
Well, and I think one thing that they did that they thought would make it look better, the old looking leaf is cool, and they should have kept that style and the way that the old leaf looked and not try to take it to the new leaf. And they also curved the Toronto when I think that I really liked it straight up and down.
I think that I'm probably wrong here, but it almost looks like they're using the same font and lettering style of the Raptors, which works for the Raptors, but I don't think.
The Raptors have won a championships more recently than the Leafs have.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows Canada is a basketball country.
Well, it's the Raptors town.
Yeah, but yeah, so
Canada's won an NBA championship more recently than they've won an NHL championship. So
yeah. I mean,
take that for what it's worth.
In this century, they have more, and since 2000, they have more NBA championships than hockey.
Yeah,
yeah. So
I think that they would have been better served to go do almost the exact same inspiration from their 70 to 92 sweater, but just make it white.
I think another issue I'm having with this is A, I don't like the gray that they used. B,
I know. You tried to modernize an awesome old school looking
and I in no way am blaming the model that they used for this, but whoever gave her that jersey
did a good job. Didn't do a good job.
That's a way too big of a jersey for that model.
It looks like she's wearing a dress.
Yeah, so it automatically it doesn't fit right at all.
What did you see on Twitter about the sweater?
Oh, that they some Toronto fans literally took the jersey they have now and just flipped it inside out. It looks exactly the same.
I was like, hey, got the new retro.
Yeah.
So coming up next, this was one of your favorites.
My number one.
I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was like, I thought it was just more okay. The Canucks.
Dude, it's a good, I've got a Vancouver jersey at home, but this one, I gotta snag one of these, dude.
Yeah, I love this symbol and I love the colors. I don't know. There's just something about it. Like, it's hitting all my points. You know what I'm saying?
I would have liked the green to be a little brighter. But then I feel like you're going into like Seattle Seahawks territory, and then you're just
maybe
doing. Well, the problem is if you do a lighter green, then you're just copying the Kraken color.
If I'm being honest, I think that I would have liked it flipped. I think I like the green where the blue is and the blue where the green is.
Maybe
I think
unfortunately because that's literally the Kraken's main color scheme. If you do that, flip it like that with green being the main.
Yeah, but it's half and half.
Yeah. Well, also I would have liked it better without the white stripes if you'd had the gradient color change on the sleeves as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the gradient color change there, but I think it would have highlighted the symbol more to me with the green on top, because the blue just kind of looks like it's going. One thing that is throwing
me is the almost baby blue outline inside the whale.
Yeah, I
feel like someone just forgot to change that.
Well, they tried to utilize it, but they're like, I just don't know. I think at the flip flop with the green.
You know
and the
what
blue
I hate though is the inspiration. The inspiration's a garbage jersey. Who was like, let's throw in some red in there?
Somebody just accidentally messed up the laundry load.
Yeah,
like,
that was white, and they threw in some red socks in there. Now, this one, I love it, dude. This is dope.
For a team that has only been around for a few years, killed it.
And first off, the inspiration.
We should tell the team name first.
Las Vegas.
It's the Golden Knights one.
The inspiration they took from, I guess they took the stripes from and none of the color.
I don't know who this hottie is rocking the old Las Vegas Thunder sweater, But she's a cutie, dude. I'm telling you right now, what up, girl? You know, you Wayne Gretzky's daughter. Do I have to fight Dustin Johnson for you type of deal? But no, I freaking love the
I think you'd have to fight her for her, dude, because she's a great A athlete.
I'd square up, dude. No problem, dude. No problem. Hey, girl, you want me to sit at home and cook and clean for you? I have no problem with that. What up?
This next one, I actually like. I like both the inspiration and the reverse retro equally. They're good.
I do not like the original.
Really?
I love the new. I love the reverse retro. It's the old school eagle with the stars on it. I love the symbol. I don't like the color. I mean, it doesn't look capital Z to me on the original.
Yeah, well, I think that's because we're so used to the red colors because they did a massive rebrand, and I think
that makes sense because they're literally in Washington D.C. and they're the capitals. So, like, why wouldn't you be the colors of the capital of the country?
Yeah.
You know, that's my opinion. I
think at the time when they did this, the original, they were going along with what the Washington Wizards color scheme was. So like they joined in.
Well, that's never a smart plan because originally the Washington,
I think they had Michael Jordan.
But see, you do realize that the Wizards became the Wizards from the Bullets, who were red and blue. Yeah. So, but that's not a selling point, Bobby.
No, I know. I'm just letting you know. Yeah.
They had Michael Jordan at the time. Yeah, but he was trash on the Wizards, dude. That's a terrible sell. Like, that is literally the lowest point in Jordan's life, dude. If he could...
the baseball.
Yeah, but like he left with 3 NBA championships. Like that was just like
he wouldn't say that's the lowest point in his life. I think the lowest point in his life is having to act in a green screen for 20 hours a day.
$1 billion industry says, nah, dude.
And nightmares for the rest of his life.
Space Jam is dope.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and why do people making fun of that? Literally, Pedro Pascal literally acts with a pillow in his arm now for one of the greatest shows of all time. Let's not get into, because I don't want you to spoil it for me. So, but I really like the new one as opposed to
I like the new one better. The Winnipeg, dude. For a team that has some dope alternates, that powder blue jersey they have, which is one of the best alternates in the league, this is the absolute garbage they come out with.
The original is sick. The inspiration to me is nasty.
This honestly looks like a logo for their local airport.
And it's so
and not
bad.
even their like international airport.
It is so bad that I am changing my bottom 5 because I just forgot. I think I'd like put it out of my mind how bad it was.
So bad, dude. That's not how you nailed the gray.
The airport thing was like a great call because it literally looks like airport carpet.
And like, not the good Nashville kind. Not the kind we have in our studio right now.
Here. Yeah, it looks like is puke gray a color? Because that's exactly what I'm thinking of when I see that. I do not like it at all. So I think that wraps us up. Let's go ahead and you want to do bottom 5 or top 5
Let's
first?
do bottom 5 first.
Okay.
So my bottom 5, at 27, San Jose, 28, Ottawa, 29, Dallas, 30, St. Louis, and 31, Detroit.
I was having a tough time doing my order, and so before the show, we decided to just do a top 5 and a bottom 5. Maybe I'll come up with a full straight up order. But from what I could see before going back, my bottom 5 in no particular order: the Stars, the Red Wings, the Penguins, the Islanders, and the Jets. I can tell you right now that Dallas is definitely on the bottom for me. I think followed by the Jets. I didn't like any of those really.
So my top 5 started. So I actually just switched. I don't know why I had them switched to begin with. At number 5, I got Los Angeles. Number 4, Anaheim. Number 3, Colorado. Number 2, Minnesota. Number 1, Vancouver. So overall, the western part of the country was killing it, dude.
Yeah, the Ducks, the Kings, the Wild, the Blues, and the Hurricanes. They all killed it to me. I really enjoyed all 5 of those to the point where I may snag some of those. Only Blues sweater I will get though, got to be a Gretzky. Only acceptable reason to buy a Blues jersey, in my opinion, is if you buy a Gretzky. So, yeah. But there was a lot of cool sweaters. Even some of the ones that I didn't like as much as others, they were still cool.
For sure. All right, let's move into Joke of the Week.
The weird. Corey Perry. See, I don't like that. Wild. I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it. Outlandish. Each sixth chick sat on a stick. Little tongue twister. And downright dumb.
Kidding me.
It's time for the joke of the week.
All right, another one from Florida, dude. Oh my god,
it's too easy.
First, the headline: Florida homeowners discover they don't actually own their backyards. One of them gets a trespassing warning. So I'm not going to read the entire thing because it's a lot of like weird, intricate legal stuff. But pretty much, a company owned it's a 20-foot wide parcel. They bought it in 2008, but didn't pay
You
their
said 20 foot wide?
Yeah, there's a picture of it.
20 foot's not that.
You'll see.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. 20 feet wide and very long, like throughout the entire neighborhood. And it pretty much it's 10 feet of one of people's backyard and the other 10 feet is other people's backyard, but stretching longwise in a division where it's like probably 50 people's backyards in total. They didn't pay taxes on it. Apparently they just, a company bought it and paid those back taxes, which were about $1,800. And they own that property. And they in Florida, they bought all the property that sits on it, which are sheds, pools, stuff like that. And so the company sent out, and the company's refusing to go public of who they are. It just has their name, which is like their phone, a fake phone. It's called 818-239-2215 Land Trust is the name of the company. That's their public name. So no problem giving that out.
Dude, mobsters definitely bought this,
100.
dude. This is a shell company.
Yeah, and here's how you know it's the mob. First off, they started giving people no trespassing. People, I guess they were using drones to get, and people were out like on their backyard in their pool. They sent like legit no trespassing people to their house that they can't use their last 10 feet of their backyard.
I would absolutely have some fun with that.
Well, so this one lady was like, so they bought this land for about $1,800. A lady was like, I will pay you $2,000 just to sell me back my 10 yards, just so I don't have to deal with this. They said, nope. They could have literally had free land from that one thing. So it's clear to me. I'm sorry, the delinquent taxes were less than $1,200. It was $1,146.
Yeah, that is.
They're just trying to get these people to move out so they can then get a $1,200, probably multi-million-dollar land property for like $1,200.
It'd be dope if they just like built like a dope racetrack. I did I didn't read the article, as I traditionally don't, because, we're just making a joke out of this. This is obviously horrible for these people.
Yeah.
And I don't want to I don't really care about coming across of it as insensitive, but it's obviously ridiculous for this company to do this. I was completely baffled. He said, you buy a house, you see it's fenced in, you just assume that's your property. First of all, that's not terrible. That's assuming.
That's not how real estate works.
Yeah. Why would you just assume what you, anyway?
Now, I will say that on that, it shows in his survey that it's a 10-foot utility easement right behind his home, which he can use and maintain. The survey didn't go into any specify exactly what is the easement.
Yeah, see, but that was one of the things, like, especially if he kind of already knew, like, it sounds like you kind of already knew you didn't own this.
Well, it sounds like, because here's the thing with easements like that. Yeah, no, like that, those easements like that are very common. Like,
Right.
Hell, my mom has a driveway easement. But that also means that whoever buys the property, and some states don't allow sudden changes. Florida's probably like, fuck it, this is the Wild West, baby.
Why not? This is basically, like the,
this is might as well be
like
Deadwood.
out west. Yeah, exactly. But you just assume that's your property. That's the logical assumption. We're baffled now, finding out I got to take my pool down. My daughter, she's 6 years old. She's devastated. She swims in it all the time. That just seems like a weird. I'm going to throw this out there. Like, my daughter is devastated about this land. Like, me and Bob. Like, and I get, like she's talking about the pool.
So my whole thing is, are you not allowing your daughter to swim in that pool? Because I'd be like, yeah, dude, I'm using my property. You can say what you want. But the crazy thing is, they actually found someone connected to the company, and Joseph Perlman, the trustee for the company, said, I have empathy for them, but my hands are tied.
Yeah.
Like, what? Dude, you are making this decision. You turned down the $2,000.
He's like, oh, my own.
Like, hey, I'm not trying to get my kneecaps broken here.
Yeah, he's like, what are you gonna do? You know, I mean, you know,
It is what it is.
have a little bit of manicotti. What do you want me? What do you want me to?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Oh, you wearing a wire? What? You wearing a wire over there?
Yeah. Oh, so sorry. You know, I don't know why he all of a sudden became this like weird not Italian
Well, he
guy.
went. So he says that, and then later he says, "Well, they should have paid more attention to their surveys." Dude, you're a straight up villain. Like
He
you are
is
a
absolutely a villain, but he ain't wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but let's be honest.
No,
Most
no.
villains, you can say that. Well, they're not wrong.
Sure. I'm not defending this Perlman cat, but Perlman does own a dope strip of 20 feet that, like, you know, like he really needs to do. I would be so much more on his side if he just did some like really, really fun stuff with it. You know, like if he built a, however long it is, 20-foot wide slip and slide that he then started charging people to use. Bet your daughter would love that other guy.
So I'm reading more than I did the other when I actually found it. So the woman whose pool pump and shed is on the property, and that's apparently that company is like keeping surveillance with drones, which is wild to me. Like this is like super villains bought this.
This is all right. So we said mob. I'm thinking this is the Chinese dude keeping an eye on Florida.
I was gonna go with like super villains, like, you know.
Oh yeah, China isn't a super villain. You know, Z isn't a super villain.
I mean, he looks like Winnie the Pooh, man. Come on. Yeah.
Super villains can be ridiculous looking. Okay.
But no, so he went to the when she offered him the $2,000 just to buy her little piece, and he just said no. He said the landowner, not talking about, I guess, whoever his mystery boss is, the landowner wants money, and it's going to be a lot more than you can do. Like what?
Oh my goodness. Now, there is some things I do agree with. It's ridiculous that this could happen, that the city wouldn't then just go to the actual home. I mean, again, it's Florida, the Wild Wild West, as you said. But they didn't go to the homeowners and be like, hey, you want to buy this portion of your property? All you owe is, you know, what sounds like $50 or something.
Probably less than that.
You know what I'm saying? Like over some back taxes that, like, did they ever? It's completely different if the city went to all of these homes and were like, hey, you know, there's some back taxes on this. People could come in and buy it up based on our laws. That's one thing. And you just like, nah, it'll be all right. That's really on you. But like, if the city didn't give a fair opportunity, I don't know, man. That's Florida for you.
I feel like a good lawyer could have a field day with this.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But now we haven't even told the biggest joke yet. This happened in Holiday, Florida.
Yeah. Well, the best part is that Perlman, when given an interview, he doesn't talking about the people who have come to him wanting to like buy their land back. What's amazing to me is that these individuals, how they can just be so mean. There's more important things in life than to be mean.
No doubt.
Like,
yeah. I mean, look, I am not.
That's Perlman talking about the people who want to buy their land back.
It's not their land, okay? It's my boy.
He's like, hey, these guys just want to buy my land. They're so mean.
I want him to do row houses on it. Just build an entire 20-foot row house. Like,
I wanted to build a lazy river.
Just through these people's backyard. Just flipping everybody off the whole time. Like, dude, the possibility. I'm going to be on Perlman's side if he does something dope with the property.
Like jousting? Just
legit has like straight up joust there. That would be pretty sick. What else?
So it's an alligator rescue.
Oh, see, that's, also dope. What else could Perlman do?
Are we the baddies now?
Look, it depends. Right now, I'm with the people. Okay.
Yeah.
Perlman, you do something dope with that.
Like, because we immediately try to shift the blame to the Chinese. We're on his side. Sounds like we're the baddies.
Yeah, but turns out that we don't live in Florida. So, I really would say that the people that live in Florida, they have a little bit of culpability in this. You know, I'm not saying the blame is all on them. It's obviously partially the Chinese. And depending on what Perlman does with it, it may be us that have the big issue.
I'm surprised we didn't read that like someone's daughter was like in that 10 yards when he bought it. Now he owns her.
He owns that's a little
He just comes
far.
and collects the dog. Like, oh, your dog was over there. I own that dog now.
Yeah, right. That's what he should have done, was like at the right moment, just owned like a lot more stuff. Like, oh, bro, I've been needing a hedge clipper. Buy now. He's like, pay the taxes now. He's like, so sorry. Like the guy's like
Just
trimming
reaches
his
over
hedges.
that-
He's like,
that fence.
you know, he does that thing like, oh, sorry. That's actually mine. I'm going to have to take that. I wonder what the, like if I was there's got to be lots of ways for the people to make this tough on old Pearly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like growing stuff like over it that at least he has to like clear out type of stuff.
Tell you what, though, if I'm a homeowner, I'm going to grow some marijuana on his property.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously that would be illegal for you to do. He's droning.
But
you.
but now
The
he's
Chinese saw you do it, bro. You're done.
go in at the cover of night, just plan all this, and next thing you know, call the cops. Guess what? Back up at auction. The neighborhood goes in, buys it from the city.
I wonder what the legality would be to just flood it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like turn your hose on right next to it and just
all,
like look.
all the homes just create like a slip and slide and just
Yeah.
leave it going.
Well, that's what we want Perlman to do.
Yeah.
So, but like I'm talking about like legit, like there's gotta be, I mean, it's less jail time to flood something than it is to burn it. Don't burn.
Yeah.
Arson's dangerous. And then if it catches other things, then you're in trouble. But the flooding thing, I mean, Holiday.
We've now added flooding the world to our list of things that makes us the bad guy. We are straight Lex Luthor.
Flooding Perlman's land is what we added.
Time out. Wouldn't that then make his property waterfront? Increasing his value?
Well, but not if it's all waterfront. Nobody buys houses on lakes, bro. Beside lakes, sure. What it'll do is
It makes it a lake. He owns a lake then.
It'll increase the
Yeah, 'cause then
lakefront
their
people's
waterfront,
property.
yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so Holiday, Florida, we've got lots of good ideas. Holler at us.
We got ideas for Perlman too. Holler at us. we will take. We're sellouts.
We've been very clear that we're not taking sides here. Just whoever can give us the most.
Yeah.
So Perlman, we can be evil with you, bro.
and it sounds like the homeowners don't even have 10 feet to spare. So
I mean, yeah, like we're very willing to join any side, and we can make either side the good guys in our mind, at least. This guy's paying us money. He's the good guy.
Yeah.
You know? All right. So, wow, that's obviously a joke. Obviously, that is absolutely ridiculous that was able to happen.
But if we do need to hold a press conference, this Perlman guy, I know a landscaping company where we can do it.
But better yet, why not just get a secondary location for the Four Seasons total landscaping? This 20 strip, that's actually who bought it. Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
He bought somebody on that strip made fun of him, and he's like, well, watch this.
All right. Let's move it up. We're starting our pop culture segment on Pirates of the Caribbean today. It was...
But you have heard of it, haven't you?
Yes. That might be the best pirate I've ever seen.
Yeah. He gets him in the back.
Man, what a fun movie. What a good movie.
Really, really good. And
it feels like the movie, it's just refreshing, dude.
It is. And I told you before the show, it was one of those rare movies where I saw it so many times when I was younger, and I rewatched for the show. But I told you that it was one of those things that I was nervous that it was going to be worse than you remember type of deal. It was better when you were a kid. I think it was actually the opposite for me. It was better to me because you catch a lot more of the references, the more like secretized adult humor. It's like Shrek. Like Shrek is like way better as an adult because like it was a great movie anyway, but then you get
a lot of references. And I like kids movies that do that with references that are meant for the adults.
Right. Because like all these kids are watching this movie type of deal. And it's like, ugh, I need to get something out of it. Pirates of the Caribbean, this one is The Curse of the Black Pearl. I'm trying to think back on it. not really any parts that you're like, oh, they could have done without this. You know, like it was all really, really good to me. You know, I was a big fan of the movie originally.
What's wild is that our
again.
entire I think that Johnny Depp for our entire generation is like the face of pirates now. Like, you know, like
No
the
doubt.
generation before us, I don't even know who. Like, I'm sure we can ask our parents, like who. Like when you think of pirates, I'm sure every generation has like, oh, this actor,
Right.
But Johnny Depp has just plays such a good.
Robin Williams is Hook.
Well, he was Peter Pan.
Oh, okay.
You
Who
think-
was Hook?
Dustin Hoffman. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I obviously Hook is a great movie.
I know. I've never even seen it. For being
You don't have to. Robin
completely
Williams. I hate Robin Williams is a garbage actor, so you don't have to watch
well,
it.
I fairly.
Dustin Hoffman and Ralphio are the only good parts of that movie. Everything else is not good.
Dustin Hoffman straight slaps, dude. I freaking love Hoffman, dude. There, you will not be able to tell me that Rain Man isn't one of the greatest movies of all time. I will argue with you. Not like it's probably not gonna like crack like my top 10 or anything, but like that was just such a good movie. Anyway, Pirates of the Caribbean 1.
We will talk about Peter Pan because Peter Pan is toxic. First off, the character. And Robin Williams is not good as him. But
besides all the fact that, you know, a lot of people say that Peter Pan, like the kids are actually just all dead. And we're not going to go into the darker side
I mean,
of Peter
I'm pretty
Pan.
sure Peter Pan is just like one of the world's biggest gaslighters.
He's
for
a
Wendy.
liar, for sure.
He's a liar. He's a gaslighter. We're moving on.
Toxic masculinity from Peter Pan. No, man. I mean, you obviously got my girl, Keira Knightley. Let's not even bring up the greatest actor of all time, Orlando Bloom. I mean, Bill Turner? Billy? Yeah. I think I would have gone with Billy, personally. Billy Turn.
Yeah.
You know.
Old Billy T.
And just one of the cool lines to me was like Jeffrey Rush as Captain Barbossa did such a good job. And one of the coolest scenes to me was she's like, when Keira Knightley's character, Elizabeth Swann, was like, I don't believe in ghost stories. And he goes through that whole long story. And at the, you know, when she's like going around the boat and they're all, you know, what are they, skeletons or whatever. And she finally floats back to him or whatever. And he's like, you best start believing in ghost stories.
Yeah.
You're in one. And I was like, oh shit.
I think my favorite character of the series, I think we're going to see him in the next one. I'm pretty sure. Because Dead Man's Chest is the second one, I believe, right?
I believe so. I believe you're right.
Bill Nighy's character, not Bill Nye. Bill Nighy's character is Davy Jones. Freaking, he's so good.
Are
dude.
you talking about my boy Bootstrap?
No. Davy
no.
Jones, the guy
Davy
with the tentacles.
Jones.
Yeah. He's like, I think I
think I might have spoiled. Anyway.
Well, no, I've seen the first three, so I'm good.
Okay.
Bootstrap is the guy who's like made of like clams. It's his dad,
but like,
Bill Turner's
doesn't he
dad.
like become?
Yeah,
Davy Jones,
something like that. Yeah.
We're not going to spoil.
No, we don't.
spoil.
The first three, don't worry about. I've seen them, so I'm not too worried about the spoilers.
Besides the fact that, like,
They were
it
from, like,
doesn't
2003.
change it.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're fun. Like, I'm not really watching these for the plot. It's for it's just it's a swashbuckling film.
They really did a great job of like the wherewithal of like thinking they're going to create multiples.
Yeah,
but, like,
with the compass.
I was like a huge fan of like the little tidbits of history that they got in there, like bringing in Cortez and like, you know, like talking about the East India Trading Company and like different things that they kind of brought into play. That's
I really hope that the new Pirates that Johnny Depp's involved, I know with everything going on with that, because, you know, Amber Heard's pretty much ruined his career by like all this like lies. And, you know,
not on the internet though, at least not on Reddit.
Well, yeah, I mean, so but I hope that he's in the next one. Cause I know like he's being forced off of, whatever. The Fantastic Beasts. He's being they forced him off that.
At least if they do that, I hope they bring back Colin Farrell and just be like, "Oh, got a little." You remember when he played the original?
Him, who is it? Oh, is it Michael Schumacher? No.
See, like I'm just not. Look, you can't. You can't just change. I'm not. Let's not get into the.
Well, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember who's his replacement now. It's someone famous.
But
it's Mads Mikkelsen, very famous. He's from Hannibal. He's gonna kill that role. Everything Mads Mikkelsen does.
But it's not Johnny Depp in my opinion. Yeah. So whatever. We're not talking Harry Potter right now. We're talking
or Peter Pan.
Or Peter Pan. Very, very excited to continue with the Pirates saga. We're definitely we've said it here. We're not going to get ourselves shoot into anything, but we're definitely doing the 3.
And I'll watch that once myself.
I will as well. But
if we're doing that, we might as well talk about it.
No, not if because like I want to be able to just stop watching it in the middle if I want to be done. So like I don't want to shoe myself in.
But if we both watch 4 and finish 4, we'll come on the show and talk about it.
Even if we have to smack talk it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think I've even seen 4, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think I've seen 5, but but fun little.
What I did realize is like, so I've because I'm y'all's dungeon master for one of the campaign that we do, and I was creating a pirate character for much later down the road, and I didn't realize how much inspiration I took from Johnny Depp when I'm making that character and voicing him. Like, I don't know. Like he has like a real like Russell Brand voice, even though Russell Brand and Johnny Depp don't really sound alike, but they do.
Yeah. Well, I would say Jack Sparrow sounds a lot like Russell Brand. Yeah.
Which sure. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, like that would be like I'm imagining Russell Brand like playing Jack Sparrow. It would be good, but it would be a different character for sure.
I'm a big fan of Russell Brand.
Oh, he's fucking hilarious,
I think he's really funny.
Yeah. But all right, so let's move on to questions from the internet. We've got 3 today. All right, so the first one, would you rather have everything in your life, and that's being shower, weather, food, drinks, be hot or cold? That's an easy one for me. Cold, man.
That is tough.
Beer and weather right there wins it for me.
That is tough because of the drinks.
Cold showers, I mean, I'll get used to that. Hell, that might actually be better.
Yeah, I think that I'm going hot, and I'm just going to be drinking Irish coffee for the rest of my life. I'm going hot for sure. I mean, hot pizza, like,
cold pizza's not bad.
It's not bad.
Hot, warm, like, man, I'm just like sports games drinking warm beer at sports games can sometimes be.
Like I just said, I am gonna just drink all of my liquor and coffee now. Like there is a way around this.
Can I get a Bud Light at a Preds game? Can I get a Bud Light coffee?
Can I? Hey, can you take that beer and just throw it in the microwave for me for about 15? I'm not allowed to drink if it's cold.
Yeah, that's gonna be obnoxious too. Like at a bar with a keg.
Yeah, no doubt.
Put it in the microwave.
No doubt. I mean,
because everyone knows a microwaved Coors Light. Mwah.
I mean, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah,
huge fan of it. So I think I would go hot. I think that I would definitely run into some problems and probably have to switch midway through my life. But I feel like the hot slaps a little better than the cold. Yeah.
Now, what if you got 1 year of hot? What if you got a year? Whatever you chose, you got 1 year to fully experience the other one. So that means you get a full year of, just doing good hot New York slice.
Yeah. And then I would choose hot first and then decide if I wanted to switch to the cold for a year.
Would you rather wear high heels or a belly shirt? That's a belly shirt, dude.
Dude, high heels, I think.
What?
I don't know, man. I mean, I could straight up run in some high heels, dude. I would challenge people to races with the heels, dude.
I'd never tried it. It doesn't seem like something I would want to try. It seems like a high ankle sprain waiting to happen.
Yeah, if you're obviously not as dope as me. I in high school, people are like, girls were like, "Oh, you would never be able to wear high heels." Like I was like, let me get them. Let me get them high heels. I was the manager of a volleyball team, and they had to dress up on game days. And I was always like giving them crap because they were talking about how uncomfortable high heels were. And I said, all right, none of you guys get to complain again if I can straight sprint across this gym in these high heels. And I did it, and they were not allowed to complain about the high heels anymore. I would definitely choose belly shirt, but I could handle the high heels no problem. And I feel like I would make people really mad.
You know what I just realized? And I'm going to go ahead and make this an early Snaps My Stick because I don't have a non-sports one.
I don't either.
Why in high? Now I remember this because I played high school sports. Why the hell did they make high school kids dress up all formally on game days? Like you're representing, you have to represent. And I get like if you dress up for the bus to go there, which I don't like it, but I kind of get why. You're representing your school to your school in your school to people who don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah, I think it was more just the probably just like this is life type of deal. I don't know, I don't know, man. Makes you feel good, man, you're looking fresh.
Oh no, it made me wake up an extra hour early because I would like to wear hoodies and gym shorts and shit.
Why would it make you wake up? What was making you wake up an hour early, bro? Like, were you like putting on your makeup or
Well, I had to,
something?
like find my khakis and my dress shoes.
You had to find them? Like, were you just hiding them after every time?
Well, I didn't wear dude. I didn't wear dress stuff that often. I was high school.
But you knew it was coming if you played football. So like it was once a week, Bobby. Like, were you just like going in and you're
It
like,
was just
forget this stuff?
It was
and you're
just a pain
hiding
in the
them?
ass. Like the whole thing. I don't like dressing up.
I'm a shirt and tie guy. I don't mind it. I think I look, I look fresh in a shirt and tie. So like,
To me, dressing up is like jeans and a button up, which is what I'm wearing.
That's getting dressed. Okay, that's not dressing up.
Getting dressed is gym shorts and a muscle tee.
And also like just what you're wearing, like unless you're like doing something extra.
Now I'll
if you're
spruce
just
it up.
putting
Like
clothes
when
on.
my wife and I went to anniversary dinner, I wore a suit. That was a special occasion.
Sure, and that
Yeah.
would be dressing up.
Yeah.
But like just getting dressed and putting regular clothes on, you're just getting dressed, in my opinion. All right, second question.
That was the second one. On the
Third
one.
question.
Would you rather win a golf tournament for $1 million or win an Olympic gold medal? For me, that was another. I feel like I'm so quick to all these answers. I've never had one that it's a hard one to think about. But again, Olympic gold medal.
Yeah, and see, it's more of like the question of like, do I just win this golf tournament that I happen to win $1 million at, or am I good enough to win a golf tournament that you win $1 million?
So the question is, then that goes the other way. Am I good enough to win an Olympic gold medal in whatever sport it was?
Right. But see, again, you mentioned some good points earlier that, like the opportunities that come from winning an Olympic medal, I just don't see them as big of, they're good opportunities, but like not as good as like a golf opportunity would be. So if like we're talking about you're actually good enough to do this thing, I would definitely take the golf tournament.
That here's the thing. So say,
and then I would go play Olympics.
Let's
as a golfer.
let's say that's the best of the best. So you win the Masters. Now I assume in this scenario you're not married to Wayne Gretzky's daughter in this one. You're just a regular Masters winner.
I'm
unfortunately,
Brandon Bond Gretzky right here.
So your day consists of walking a bunch and golfing, compared to an Olympic gold medal, which is hanging out with the greatest athletes alive, hanging out in the Olympic Village, which sounds like a dope time.
If you're saying the Masters or going and winning a gold medal in literally any sport, it is so easy that it's not even a question to me. The Masters. I can name tons more Masters winners than I can Olympic gold medalists, especially obscure ones that only won one. And so that's my opinion.
I could probably name an equal amount.
I mean, we're not going to test it here. I'm just saying, the Masters is prestigious, like winning a gold medal is to me.
No, I'm not taking away from that. So I'm saying for me personally, I would want to do a gold. I don't think there's a wrong answer on this one.
Yeah, but you're not.
I mean, now if you were to say, I'd rather win like the sprint 17 or whatever. I don't know how golf tournaments are named. It's the FedEx or whatever.
See, but my argument is like, if like you can win a golf tournament that pays you $1 million for winning, you can go play in other golf tournaments, and you don't have to win them.
The Masters payout's probably more than $1 million, right?
I assume no idea. But like the thing is, like the payout for like 30th is probably better than being an Olympic medalist.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. Like you can go and just like, if I can win a tournament and win $1 million, then I can definitely.
So we right off the bat, you're not winning the Masters. The Masters a win is $11.5 million. So you're winning something a lot less than the Masters.
See, that's what I'm saying. But I could go probably compete in the Masters and then still be like.
So let's say right now,
what does 30th place get in the Masters? 30th place wins $78,000 in the Masters. So.
But I'm looking at from the experience. I think the experience of traveling, like, cool. You go into like, to me, I get a lot of people like, Augusta, or we're still in the Masters. We're not doing the Masters. Whatever. You're at
Pebble Beach.
You're at Stones River golf.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking the $1 million. I just don't. You don't get paid as a Olympic medalist.
But you're getting paid after the fact, man. You're
not really though. Most are not.
I don't know, man.
No, dude, you are not. Like, there are very few Olympic medalists that are like super rich, right? Because like Michael Phelps probably is, because he won 7 gold medals in one tournament, or 8 gold medals in one tournament type of deal. I just don't see the long-term benefit of winning a gold medal.
I'm also looking at the immediate experience of winning a gold medal, of experiencing.
Bruce Jenner won a gold medal. So you can maybe be
wow.
Bruce Jenner.
Oh, sorry. I looked up the average worth.
I'm sorry, Caitlyn Jenner.
I looked up the average worth of Olympic gold medalists, thinking like, okay, the average gold medalist, how much is their net worth?
Can I guess?
Yes, but first I can't tell you because it gave me a different. Let me tell you what it gave me. It told me the average worth of the gold medal, which is 24, which is the gold. So it says $366. I'm like, well, God, it seems I'm much more well off than these guys.
Yeah, I would bet that there's probably not even good data out there on it, Bobby. But I would say like
many
80K maybe?
many countries
90K?
reward medalists with bonus money. U.S. Olympians, for example, will earn about $40,000 for each gold medal they win, 25 for silver, and then they on average it's about
about what like a guy with like a regular job makes for spending your entire life and like not including all the money you spent training.
It's untaxed.
But you've already spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars training your entire life.
Usually your country pays for your training or your,
Yeah, but only when you become the Olympian. You have to be good enough to become the Olympian. So
most other countries outside of the U.S. The U.S. is one of three countries that doesn't do this. So let's just say, unless you get $1 million for a gold medal, so you're getting $1 million. If you pick pretty much any other country than the U.S.,
still easy money. I would still do the golf. Like golfing seems way easier than having to like do all the training it would take to be
okay. But we're going off the rule that you have a magic thing that wins this for you because we're not going through the years of training to be a golfer,
right? Yeah, I mean. I think I'd still take the golf.
Okay.
I still think to take the golf, man, in my opinion.
All right.
You win a gold medal, I'll go and drink 18 beers and, we'll see who's less obscure. Okay.
I'll just drink during my thing. I'll do my drinking
because there's probably Olympic rules against that garbage.
We'll see.
Google it. Can you get drunk before an Olympic event?
You're telling me Ryan Lochte wasn't drunk before his events?
He didn't win anything.
Well, that's because he wasn't good at being drunk.
This is like there are rules for drinking in the Olympic Village, Bobby.
It just says it's not sold. That doesn't mean that
you're not going to be able to take all this stuff into Sochi.
Well, we're not going to Sochi. We're waiting until they come to Hotlanta.
So you're going to go to the Summer Olympic event?
I don't care.
All right. Anyway,
they'll do winter in Atlanta. Global warming, baby. All right, let's move into what are you binging? Dude, I've been playing the new Assassin's Creed game just came out. It's got a lot of bugs. It's not a lot. They fixed a lot of the bugs, but I'm getting the new Xbox at around Christmas. But I went and got the new AC game. Been binging that. Pretty good game. Pretty good story.
It does look good. I was actually playing a little bit of my Lord of the Rings: Shadow of War lately. Nice. It's super fun. But my binge, The Sopranos. Funny that we talked about the mobsters owning the Holiday Florida patch. So it was super funny. I've been watching a lot of Sopranos. A lot of you will know it's my second favorite show on earth behind. I bet you can't guess, Bobby. The Wire. Yeah. So and I've been binging some Jack and Cokes, man. Nothing like a good fall day. We had a fire this weekend, and so I just got up in some Jack and Cokes. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I say Jack and Coke? I did because I typed it. Makers and Coke. Everybody knows that's my game. Everybody knows that's my ball game. So I'm gonna.
You were like, did I say Jack and Coke? I'm like, oh well, yeah.
I typed it
right there.
You typed it, didn't you? Yeah.
I've been just drinking some Corona, man. Watching some football. Not drinking too much lately, but just some Corona, keeping
not
it easy.
Super a whole lot. I got pretty drunk this weekend though. So,
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
I used the cheat code this week.
Yeah. You really did. Go ahead.
See, now here's a guy that I may have already. I feel like we've already done him on our.
We've definitely bashed him
a
couple times.
We're doing it again. Chris Collinsworth, man, he had his own special little segment during Monday Night Football, and it was bad. It was just like talking about like how he does research for his job. Like, dude, we do research for
Googles it.
our job.
He just Googles it, I'm guessing.
It's like, yeah, I set up. I usually take about 3 hours of my week, and I study the guy I'm going to talk about.
Bro,
And
that is like
you have like one job, and it's to know the athlete you're going to be talking about.
that, and like I would imagine that NBC has something extremely similar to ESPN Stats and Info, where you literally just ask questions, and like when you find stuff out, you do actual research and have to like do your own stuff. Like he says, I want to know this, and I'm guessing that people just give it to him.
Yeah.
Like
they probably already have it ready.
Right. They're like, hey, you're going to talk about this. And he's like, wow. Well, Al.
He probably was asking for the stats of how much he died. He's like, well, how much research do I do? Okay, I do this much research all week.
Like, I did 3 hours of research because I couldn't figure out how to use my cell phone to ask for the research. So mine, every single week, YouTube TV asks me if I'm still watching Red Zone. The time block for the show isn't even over yet. Yeah, have I been sitting here watching 6 hours of uninterrupted football? Yes, I have. That's literally...
Don't judge me.
That's literally the selling point of it, okay? I just don't get it. Like, it would be different if, like, the show had ended and I've been watching for 12 hours, but like literally the time block for the show isn't even over yet. Let me watch the entire show.
My YouTube doesn't do that to me. I think that's
because you mess around on the Xbox.
Because I usually, but my TV does. It has a 4-hour off limit, which is
that's
wild.
Even worse.
Yeah,
at least it hits me at like 6 hours.
Well, what bothers me is that my TV remote is identical to my soundbar remote because they're both Samsung. So like I'm like all the lights off watching the games, like, and I'm like sitting there, I'm like, let me find this. I'm hitting the soundbar and enter OK key to keep it on, but then I got to go in. It gives me 15 seconds to find the remote and click OK before it turns off. So it's like a mini game every 4 hours.
So that just
keep
sounds
me on
like,
my feet.
That sounds like more of a TV setting issue that you could change.
Have a look, man. I can change it to 2 hours.
Okay, well, that seems worse.
Yeah.
So I don't have a non-sports. You kind of brought up your non-sports, the dressing up as a high school student,
Well, I'm not dressing up as a high school student. High school students dressing up.
You heard it here first. Bobby dresses up as high school students.
All right, guys. That's about it. We will, if you stay tuned later this week, we'll have our season finale for our fantasy show before we come back next year, all ready to give you guys the info you need. So we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.